Hey everybody, welcome to SoulsReaper Healing. I just kind of made this spread up myself. Sorry, my kitty's trying to be on the camera. I'm utilizing the Raven's Wand Oracle by Stephen Hutton. Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Soul's Journey by James Van Krog. And Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. So, let's get started. I have 2 in the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. This will be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or anywhere in your chart. If this video resonates, and look at it objectively, and know what within, as within, so without. What is it you need to address, work on? This channel is all about healing. I have been on this journey. Mine started in 2018, where I started understanding things needed to change within myself. So, 2 cards for Aquarius. What do the office need to know today? What do they need to work on? The card can. Alright, let's breathe with me. Okay, that's more than 2. Okay, you got Stag Spirit, take the lead, and Wombat Spirit, be at home. Stag Spirit is a 58 card. Wombat Spirit is a 68 card. Stag Spirit equals 4. Wombat equals 5. Next, we're going to lay down some Soul's Journey lesson cards. These will be your challenge or your focus. What is Aquarius needing to see or work on right now? What is it that they're healing right now within themselves? Aquarius, please. Aquarius. Just running off. Denial, first card out. 2 more cards for Aquarius. What do they need to work on? Where are they at in their healing journey right now? What are they dealing with in their life? What do they need guidance on? Discipline. Second card. And surrender. It's a purple out here. Bottom of the deck is gratitude. Alright, on this side, I'm going to use a Raven's Wand Oracle by Stephen Hutton for Aquarius. What's going on with Aquarius? What do they need? Spirit, please provide guidance. bear with me. This is a brand new deck. Really working on that message that I need to hear. Aquarius, please. Okay, Aquarius, you got stepping away. Let's see that. It's a beautiful card. She's looking behind her, and back there you can see that very large buck. Beautiful. Over in the tree, there's a heart up there. She's looking back at something. Put this on this side. Stepping away. We'll read each one of these here in a minute. And last but not least is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. What does Aquarius need to hear for their vibe split right now? Aquarius. Got the change card, number 12. Frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Change. Pretty amazing card. Beautiful, look at it. I'll check it out on his allowance. So, take the lead. Wombat Spirit. Your 3 challenge cards were your focus cards. Things Spirit is asking you to look at within yourself. First card out is Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Second is Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Third is Surrender. I can release my need to control. Denial. This one took me a while. A lot of us get stuck in the belief that we are a victim of circumstance, a victim of, what's happened in our life. It's victim consciousness. And the thing we have to understand is most of these are, the majority, are learned. We learn them from our upbringing. Usually whoever raised us, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, even if they weren't relatives at all, what was your first relationship, you know? What was that relationship like? Was there a lot of fear, you know, denial, believing that, you know, it's not your fault? Any of that happened. It's basically placing blame outside of oneself. But we need to have the understanding that we are the creator. We create a lot of things. We don't even know that we're doing it. But if you can look back in your life, like, for instance, I do a journal and I look back like a year ago. What was going on in my life then to what's going on in my life now. And if I look back a year ago and it's the same thing going on, then you can start seeing, and this is the way I kind of learned about patterns. You will see a specific pattern in your life. And it all goes back to certain things that you've learned, that you've told yourself, that you've created. And that's when sometimes we don't see hold on one sec. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. Denial. So I'm going to read from this book, The Soul's Journey. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. It is time to open up and be completely honest with yourself at this present moment. Buried fears and resentments do not die. They merely fester and cause disease. Only by bringing them to the surface and examining them in the light of the day, with love and compassion, will you banish them from your life. It may bring you pain and heartache to reflect upon these situations again, but you're only giving them power by suppressing them. The dangerous seeds of denial will grow and spread and manifest until you uproot them, examine them, and release them. This is the only way to become whole and healthy. Learn not to bury painful emotions in the first place. Deal with them as they come, and take all the time you need to neutralize them without hiding them. Your soul wants to live honestly and authentically in the now. Don't hinder it by placing emotional landmines on its path. Alright, next is discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Remember what I said. These are your challenge and focus cards. So these are things that you're being asked to look at. You know, where do you see, is there certain things that you need to be more disciplined about within yourself? So let's see what they say about this. Your soul has a goal, but has also chosen to incarnate into a world of distractions. Earth is a dimension of obstacles and challenges, but you have been given discipline as your birthright. It is time to remind yourself what your soul has come back to this planet to learn. This is a great opportunity to reevaluate your priorities and go about your daily tasks with a new system of managing your life instead of being the passive recipient of whatever comes your way. Distractions can easily get us off the work of our soul, and if we give in to this apathetic impulse, we can miss many well-placed and pre-planned teachings needed for our inherent growth. Learn that the satisfaction of a task completed is more emotionally rewarding than a delayed task. Alright, let's go to surrender. I can release my need to control. Man, that was a tough one for me. I still have issues with that one. You know, we're never fully healed. Don't let anybody tell you that. I mean, it's a matter of what you believe within yourself, honestly. If you believe you are, and you believe that with all of your mind, body, and spirit, then you are. But we always learn. We're always learning, each and every day. We're always changing. And that just means that there's going to be things that's going to come up. You know, there's going to be times when you're not, you know, feeling that great. You're not having that greatest day. But as you progress further on this journey, you will start learning and start seeing a difference in yourself to where things don't bother you so much. Things don't get to you so much. I think that's where this allowance plays in. I mean, that's basically allowing, you know, being open. But it's asking you, you know, to surrender. Because a lot of us feel like we have to control everything in our lives because we feel safe. That's something that our wounded child told us, you know, is that if we do these things and we can control it, then everything will be fine, you know. We won't have to, you know, won't have to be in any type of situation that will get hurt. We'll always be safe. But that's not living. When you get to a place where you can release that control, you'll start noticing that, you know, it's easier each time. Each time something comes your way that you've already healed or dealt with, if you handle it differently, then you'll get a different outcome. If you handle it the same way that you always handled it, then you're going to get the same result every time. And when we get these continual things coming back to us, it's because there's something within that we haven't seen, we haven't healed, or we haven't, you know, haven't addressed, didn't, you know, want to look at it. Because it's all within ourselves. We are the creator of our own lives, our own journeys. We manifest all the time. We don't realize how powerful our minds are, but we can look around, you know, look around outside yourself and look at all the things that all the other creators on the world have created. Your thoughts are very powerful, and the statement, thoughts become things, is very true. And that's one of those, you have to be very mindful of your thoughts. Because whatever you think about yourself, you will create outside of yourself. And if you're telling yourself, you know, if you're in denial about something, you're denying yourself maybe of, you know, a lot of things, we self-sabotage a lot. We are very hard on ourselves. We tell ourselves a lot of hurtful things, you know. And that can be what this denial is. Maybe you're fearful. It's very bright red, you know, fiery card. It seems fiery to me. So maybe it's fear. And yes, you know, the unknown is fear. The unknown is scary. I don't say fear, it's scary because we get so used to the pattern. That's the comfort zone. So when you step out of the comfort zone and you decide to do something different, it's a little scary because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. We don't know, you know, where it's going to go. We don't know the end. We don't know, you know, the outcome. But if you can do something different within yourself, telling yourself something different, changing the pattern that you learned so long ago. You know, if you can do those things and start releasing, you know, it says I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So becoming more aware of the things that you're telling yourself, that you're denying yourself of. And that can be love. Denying yourself, feeling like you're not worthy of love. And discipline is, you know, it's a tough one. Because we know what discipline is, but sometimes we get in a space to where we feel beat down, you know, all is lost type mentality. And we just feel like we can't, you know, we can't create. We just can't do it anymore. We can't accomplish the things that, you know, because we're just not this or we're just not that. You know, like I said, it's very important to pay attention to what you tell yourself. You know, how can you surrender these things? How can you release your need to control? What is it you're trying to control? You know, on this channel, I want to help everyone to go to a deeper level with this, because if you don't, and trust me, I go through this all the time. I've had to go through a lot of really hard things in my life to heal. And it's very hard to understand, you know, because when we're starting to learn to heal, excuse me, I get a drink real quick. When we're starting to learn to heal and have a greater understanding of what that means, when you understand that it's you have to look deep within you. We start off on the surface level because we don't know how to get any closer than that. You know, we look at all the things outside of us, and then once we understand that we have to look within, then it's the surface level. You know, well, why did this happen? And then, you know, what I did is I journaled. When I would get a thought or something was bothering me, I would sit down and write. But each one of you can do whatever helps you ground yourself to where you can center and actually evaluate what's going on with you. Pay attention to how your body reacts. If your stomach's upset, or you get a headache, or anything that's going on with your body will tell you if something is not right. It'll tell you if something is off, you know, within your energy. But the whole purpose that I was telling you about, we start out healing, but we start out on the surface level. Is some of it is you have to get to a point to where you have healed that fear and you surrendered it, let go of it. Once you get to the point, which it took me going on 4 years now, since my world blew up. But everyone's different as far as their healing, you know. But when you can get to a space to where these things, you look at them totally different, and you heal them within yourself, you let go of them. And you can completely let go of them to where it doesn't even affect you anymore. The things that triggered you, you just don't trigger you anymore. You know, certain songs, certain TV shows, or you know, movies, things like that, don't trigger you anymore. These are all things that you can work on within yourself, and you will get to a place of understanding, because when you get to that place, the root issue, that's when you have those epiphany moments within yourself, and having that aha moment, you know, like, oh, okay, I understand, I know where this is coming from. So, and then you start getting further into it, deeper into it, you know. But you have to, in order to get to that spot to where you can get to the root issue, you have to release the fear aspect. Because a lot of us are, you know, we were scared. I know I was. I still have my moments where I'm, you know, I don't know if I even want to think about that, you know. But once you can face that within yourself, you can release control of it. And it also, when you release control of it, it can no longer control you. So, I don't know what's going on, Aquarius. Kind of got off a little sideways here, but I do want to read you the stepping away card, because it did stand out quite a bit. See what this card has to say. Maybe there's a message in it that you need to hear. Stepping away. It is the first day of spring, and a very lucky witch might glimpse the great herald of the wildwood, the majestic stag. Sorella Carey's fleeting look is all she gets, and it is all she needs. Don't look too hard at the mechanics of wonder, or else you risk seeing right through it. A great part of magic's power comes from our need for it, not the control of it, just as we can appreciate a bird's song best without caging it. Sorella is telling you that perhaps you are too close to something and need to step back in order to appreciate the whole. So I did mention the word control, and that, you know, coincides with the surrender card. Like she said, appreciating the bird but not wanting to cage the bird. And that's an allowance, you know, and we have that card here, allowing, and then we're getting ready to read this change here from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. So far, I mean, all of them are tying in very well with each other. It is number 12, which is a 3. Alright, change. Change is the only constant we can count on. Like the seasons, everything comes and goes in cycles. The ebb and flow, the day and night, the death and rebirth. Good times are followed by challenging times, followed by weird times, followed by ecstatic times. Nothing stays the same for long. Life itself demands movement and change to perpetuate itself. Change is represented by the turning of a circle or a wheel, showing us the forever changing nature of everything in the universe. In fact, where's it at? I lost my place. Oh, there we are. The very concept of the universe is changing, and we are slowly accepting that a multiverse might be a more appropriate description. How we handle this constant change depends on where the center of our awareness lies. When we are deeply rooted into our own core, in our heart, at the center of the circle, the movements of change affect us, less than we are focused on the outward parts of ourselves, the outer parts of the circle. As on a spinning wheel, the closer we are to the center, the steadier everything is. The transparent red square that partially covers the wheel is our perception of our form-based physical world, which appears to be solid but is really only another layer of reality. The lights on the corners remind us of our ability to reach beyond the illusionary three-dimensional boundaries at any time we choose. From the center, 5 beautiful flowers emerge, slowly flowing outward. Or is it the other way around? Are the flowers emerging from the edges of our awareness into our center? In numerology, the number 5 is associated with change, and these flowers represent the beautiful potential for new life and possibilities to grow from each new moment, even in the midst of seemingly chaotic change. So, hopefully this helped, Aquarius. I know I kind of went on a little soapbox here, but I hope. I'm sending you guys love right now. Looks like you guys really got some stuff going on. But you'll get there. Just believe in you. And you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you soon.